Okay, welcome to our Final Fantasy playthrough. It's actually our Final Fantasy series playthrough. We're starting with the first game for the NES.
Yep, find it on our
Of course, we're playing.
Retron 5, clearly.
Yeah.
We've got that branded.
Although we are not, we're not like doing any weird cheat codes or anything like that. It's just we're just playing it on the Retron 5. So I think all we've done so far is kill Garland.
Yeah. A second here. There we go.
And so we're gonna continue with that, but we are gonna be playing the game, the entire franchise. We'll be playing every game in the franchise, so it's gonna be a pretty big undertaking. I think, as far as recording goes. I mean, it's gonna take up a lot of space.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to get some more hard drives.
Yeah, we're gonna go up here to Matoya.
Yeah, there's some stuff up there, I think, in the cave. We gained a few levels since we last played.
Yeah. Obviously, if you played the first game before, you'll know that there's a certain point where you can promote everyone and get like a prestige class, and then all of a sudden your levels will change a bit. You know, you'll get some better stats and some different stats.
Yeah.
Based on who you picked, So ideally, we're going to try to make sure we get to that point at the lowest level possible, so that we can gain as many possible levels as that class to get the best possible characters, stats, stat buffs, or whatever we call them, level ups.
I think I've heard the lowest that's possible to get to is level 11.
So we got plenty of like room, plenty of buffer. We want to try to get as far as we can, lowest level as possible, so that we can make sure we get there.
Yeah, if we get promoted by level 17, I would be pretty happy.
Yeah.
Mainly because you have to be. It's like, I think it's only if you do 4 warriors or something like that that's possible to get it by level 11.
The way to do it, obviously, you don't just linearly progress through the game and get to that point, because if you do that, you're going to be pretty high level.
Yeah.
There's like several bosses you'll fight. You can actually, pretty much as soon as you beat the Lich, I think.
Yeah, as soon
as you beat the Lich, you can kind of sail around the world, go to all the key places to get the specific items you need, such as the riverboat and
the
floater, so you can get the airship. Push B select. What's
don't know. Not real sure
like
what
what
that
I'm talking to?
Push that. You push select.
Oh, wait.
That's not if you push select. I'm not real sure. I didn't beat select that's gonna do anything.
I thought that was like how you. Everyone says push B select.
Yeah. It's weird. There. Anyway.
Well, I am playing a Super Nintendo controller. Maybe I'm pressing wrong, but I don't know. Anyways, yeah, you can get all this stuff kind of like out of order. Go get promoted without having to do a lot of different things. So that's what we're gonna do. We kind of figured that out. We were just like, I can't say that. My Crystal. So she's like a witch, clearly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting to think about that these heroes are kind of just dealing with a witch because they have to, I guess.
No choice. We gotta go get the ship, the pirate ship.
Which is awesome. The first time I played this game, it was well after it came out. Like, I personally did not play Final Fantasy 1. All my brothers did.
Yeah.
But I played Dragon Warrior. Somehow did not play this game. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Did we get Dragon Warrior after this?
I think we only rented Final Fantasy. I don't know if we ever owned it originally.
Okay. Well.
And so we owned Dragon Warrior because everybody did.
Well, anyways, so when we played this game, and you didn't know what you were gonna get, because Dragon Warrior it's an early NES game, and this was kind of an early NES game to some degree. And so, you know, we go to the next town, the second town, and you know what? We'll just let it come.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be some people who haven't played the game yet. I don't want to spoil that feeling for them. So. But yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of like really fantasy moments in this game that like you can just really tell, or rather, you can just really kind of play it out in your mind as like a Dungeons and Dragons like campaign, because like you go up there, you have to talk to the witch. You know, you don't really have to talk to her, but you can at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Later, you do have to talk to her, but it's like, you know, in a normal game, there's a witch and you go and you have to kill her.
Yeah,
But you know, these party members are here to save the world at any means necessary, and they've got to deal with the witch. You know, it's like a classic like Dungeons and Dragons moment where you have to deal with someone who's not the ultimate good guy for a little bit. You know,
yeah.
I'm sure they explained it away. It's like, oh, Matoya was good all along or something like that. But you know, fuck it. It's a role playing game. Play it however you want. I say that Matoya is an evil bitch.
Yeah. This is a horrible fight for us.
I know. The creep has a lot of health or defense.
They do a lot of damage, and the ogre just the same.
Yeah. We'll be here for a while.
This is a terrible
I'm thinking
fight.
I should have probably used a spell. Maybe it's too late to use a spell though.
Yeah, spells are weird. Except for the second level. Fire 2 and shit like that. That's great.
Right, because it's everybody?
Yeah.
This is awesome. It really makes those first level spells completely useless.
Yeah.
Except for like healing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is why if you have Red Mage, always get a healing spell of some kind with the early level spells.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what else. Extra levels. Oh, little pro tip, little side note. Not every prestige class is good.
Yeah.
And well, I think it's only the one that's not good.
Yeah.
And that's the monk.
Yeah.
If you pick the monk or whatever he was, is he the black belt?
Yeah. I can't remember what he is in the English version.
Maybe. Well,
He's monk in the Japanese and all the re-releases, but
so okay, the monk prestiges into like the black belt or the master or something.
The master.
Okay, the master, and they get basically everything the same except for like their magic defense or something like that. It's like one or two stats just level up slower.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is the same except for one or two stats that just level up slower. They don't get any boosts to anything.
Yeah.
And since the monk doesn't get any spells and they can't get any armor for the most part, and they shouldn't wear weapons by the end of the game, you need stats.
Yeah.
Every stat that actually matters, you need it.
Yeah.
So you really should get to max level as if you have a monk, that's when you should like maybe consider getting a little bit higher in levels, and then everyone else just gets as much benefit as possible, but at least the monk can get as much as he can before you switch over.
Yeah.
Because the levels up changes everyone's class. It's instantaneous. All
Yeah.
4 characters boost up at the same time. No matter what level they're on,
Mm-hmm.
there's instantly the other class. And everyone looks different, which is also cool.
Yeah.
You know, they have a completely separate set of sprites
Which
for
is-
every type of character.
Which is actually kind of interesting that they would do that much work. It's pretty cool. And what's really cool is on the original version, they are like epically different from these versions. Like the warrior turns into a total badass.
The warrior turns into the knight, and he looks awesome.
Yeah. In the PlayStation re-release, it's not a huge difference. There's a small difference. It's got like a cape and like a crown or something like that.
He looks like Cecil as the paladin form.
Yeah, pretty much. What's also cool is the Black Mage takes off his hood in the Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah.
On the NES.
Yeah, he takes off his hood. It's like, oh, you know, because like the black mage is like real mysterious under the hood. You never see his face. But then like once it becomes a black wizard, there he is. You know, it's just a regular. I don't know. It's kind of cool that because they don't really do that a whole lot anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and so if like you want the canon, like you want to know what the black mage looks like, you've got to make him a black wizard because you get to see it.
Yeah.
And then there's a red wizard. I think he looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks pretty cool.
We are just fighting everything on the way to this village.
Yeah, I know.
It is a non-stop battle.
I really hope that you get a chance to go to the end first, because I can't remember if you do or not.
Yeah. You can explore the town to some degree. There's just fewer townspeople.
Right.
Because it's okay. Well, here's what's going to happen when we get in there. We're going to find out the town's been under like attack by pirates.
Right.
They can't leave the town. They can't leave the port. And I guess in the world, the average Joe probably couldn't fight these monsters. So maybe in every town in an RPG, they're constantly like living in fear of a monster attack. I've always thought of that. It's like you can't step outside, especially in the later places where the monsters are just like
super
ridiculously strong, and it's like by the city. But you know what? That's another cool thing. Is like they have you start out next to the castle, like the capital, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And the monsters are really weak there. And I always thought like maybe the town's guard, they're going out and killing all the big guys, and all that's left is like little imps, and no one really has a big problem with them.
Right. Yeah.
Or maybe they only attack your party because you're clearly a high value target or something like that, so they won't go after regular people. Or it's the other way around. Maybe you're hunting them out. Maybe these monsters aren't available to everybody. Your characters are like, there are some imps in the area that were attacking the city or some farming hamlet, and you're just going to go out and just kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was kind of cool. But later in the game, you're near towns that are nowhere near civilization, and you're much further on, and you're next to big dungeons and stuff. That you're going to fight stronger things because they're not near protection of the capital.
Yeah. That's actually an interesting way of thinking about it. I don't really get why everyone doesn't like random battles.
I don't either. There are some times where it's just like there's so many of them, but it's also that like kind of bit of attrition that's really cool for like the party. That's like, there's a whole lot of challenge to the game for the most part in most RPGs, as it is like just trying to get to where you're going. And if there's no random battles and there's not a lot of battles, you just kind of get through it and walk over everything, then it's not really cool. You can't come up with a cool story like we're gonna make it to this town, but maybe a party member's gonna die, and we're gonna just be dragging in and finally make it to the church and resurrect the party member, or go to the hotel and we're like, finally we can rest, because we got the adventure is over. And I think that's kind of like, it's like the adventure of just going to the next town is kind of gone in a lot of RPGs now. It's like, the adventure is the dungeon. It's over there. That's where the adventure is. It's nice and segmented in this nice little area. Getting to the dungeon will take you about 5 minutes because you got to fight some stuff, but don't worry about that. You're not going to have to worry about it. It's going to be super easy. But getting to the next town...
The thing that aggravates me the most is that you heal up after every battle now.
Oh, I know. A lot of RPGs do that. I don't mind it so much on like mobile RPGs because it's like when you're playing it on a mobile game like a phone or something like that. You don't have time to like. Usually it's like, okay, do this, turn it off. You know what I mean? Like you just need to have it just done for you. Yeah. But a lot of these like games where I'm willing to take the time out, it's a part of the RPG element of like taking care of your party members after a fight. So there you go. That's your story for the town.
I think
the Mohawk guy.
He's got a little one.
Has it been invaded by pirates? Simple, right? You get it. Now, obviously, there's room for improvement in future RPGs, but at the time, that's all you needed. And
his hair is just fucking crazy,
ridiculous. I think it's being cut off. Like there's only so much room for the sprite.
Yeah.
So it's just like cut off. I feel like there's something I was gonna say. Oh, we are also doing another playthrough of this game on the Final Fantasy Origins on the PlayStation. and we have made our own ourselves. Like we have there's more than 4 of us, but like the 4 of us that play the game right now. Myself, Jack, Luke, here, and then some of our older brothers, Michael and John.
Yeah.
Johnny. We call him Johnny, but I think he goes by John by everybody else. But I don't think he really cares.
Yeah, I don't think
This is more of a formality. Like, you put it on a legal document, it's John. He's not gonna name, he's not gonna be like, paid to the order of Johnny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, but we were not recording it. And I don't know if it was a mistake or if we just decided not to do it. But, however, I will be posting pictures on our Twitter account. Game Bros blog. Or if you look for Game Brothers, I think we have it linked in our Facebook page and some of our videos. Posting pictures of it as we go, so if you follow that, you'll kind of just see what happens. And I'll definitely, when we beat the game, I'll definitely post some stuff about it. But we're all monks. I don't know if I mentioned that. We're all 4 of us are monks. So
it's very tough. It's
very tough. No healing spells, no attack spells, no armor, no weapons. It's really, I mean, you have a little bit of armor, but basically no armor, and it's rough. It's a rough match, but it's really fun too, because it's the 4 of us. It's like when you play XCOM and you name characters after people you know. It's
man.
I need to make sure they survive because I'm not gonna win this game if this person gets killed.
Yeah.
Getting some visitations.
Yeah, our nephew's in the room, so he might have heard some noises. I'm gonna try to edit out a lot of the noises, but there's no way I'm gonna get them.
Yeah. So up there was the pirate. I don't know if you noticed it.
Yeah.
I always feel like this guy is like a dwarf of some kind.
Yeah. And there are dwarves in this game, and I may have mentioned it in one of our videos, or maybe I just talked about it when we were playing the game one time. But dwarves in RPGs, except for Dragon Age, are not super well represented.
No, they're not. They're just like, oh, it's the dwarf. He's the grumpy old guy in the corner with a beard, and that's it.
They're almost never in them. Sometimes they're even in them, and sometimes you can't even have them on the team.
Can't have them on the team. Barely ever play as them, and when they are, they don't really. They have this huge detail of like elves.
Yeah.
And they're always elvish, doing elvish things and elvy elves, but the dwarf is just like it's like no one gives a shit. I don't know why, but
yeah. And
maybe because I don't know, they look a little weird, and no one wants to be the character that looks weird.
Yeah.
And the elves are beautiful and perfect, and everybody wants to be beautiful and perfect. So
yeah,
it's just like, of course, everyone wants to know about the elves. I don't give a shit about elves.
Yeah.
And I love the dwarves, and then I love them in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Which is one of the pretty early existence of like dwarvish, like as far as the fantasy world goes.
Yeah.
And then Dragon Age Origins does a great job. I've never played any of the other Dragon Age games, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I've played so much of the Dragon Age Origins that I'm actually kind of tired of it. But the dwarf part
was cool.
Was really cool. It was really intricate, and I think that was my major problem with Dragon Age Origins. After the origin story, I felt like I don't care about the rest of the stuff. I want to go back to my origin story because that was so much cooler.
Yeah, and I will say that
maybe because I got so invested in the origins that I couldn't get back into the game.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like when you go back to the dwarf town, it's pretty cool there too. Again.
Yeah, it's cool no matter what. They did a really good job with the dwarves. We need to save it.
And but another game that has dwarves in it, as it's an RPG, is Shining Force. But aside from Shining Force, Dragon Age Origins, I guess Shadowrun.
Oh yeah, Shadowrun has it.
But that one's, it's hard to, Shadowrun's a hard one to qualify because you mostly think it was a pen and paper RPG, and of course pen and paper RPGs have everything. It's unlimited potential with a pen and paper RPG. But then they are in the Sega Genesis version, and I'm pretty sure there's a Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, I don't really like that one too much.
Uh,
These are the pirates, all 9 of those motherfuckers.
And I don't know if we mentioned it, but we're doing that Monk playthrough. We're playing it on the PlayStation version. And they look so much different.
Well, they look like Final Fantasy 3 or 6, whatever it is, and 2 or 4. Okay, they look like Final Fantasy 4 and 6 characters.
Yeah.
Just really updated 2D graphics. Though I think these guys look a lot cooler.
They do. They're kind of dynamic.
They look like Vikings or something like that. They actually look like something that would really oppress this town.
Yeah. The other guy's probably hunched over and like got cloth armor on and shit. Like these guys, they're wearing armor.
Yeah.
Of course you missed.
Yeah. Well, I think we had our attack. We had them double up on people. Make sure they killed them.
Yeah.
I think we overestimated their health a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking set this fucker on fire. I want to kill. I'm gonna kill these guys. What is the name of this town?
I don't know. Do any of these towns have names?
Yeah, they all have names.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some with a P, like Peoria, Troria.
Portlandia or something.
I think it's I want to say Peoria, something like that.
Possibly.
Well, in any case, we're gonna save them.
Yeah.
And that is another thing. We're going right back to this. Now that we're fighting the pirates, we'll get right into it. We came to the town, and we finally rested up. We had all of our health back, but the town wasn't safe. And this is the place where you're supposed to rest and everything like that. And it's actually the end of the dungeon. You got your boss battle here in the town. Yeah. And the dungeon, or so to speak, was the trip here. It was all unknown. Like all the monsters changed. You went across the bridge.
Yeah. And
it was a long way to go, and you weren't really sure where to go until you've played it a few times, I guess. But when you first make the trek, you gotta kind of just dip your toes in the water and just kind of eventually find the town.
Yeah.
And when you find the town, it's a full-fledged town. It's not like there's nowhere to go. There's not like there's any shops or anything. You can go everywhere and do everything in the town, but there's also a boss battle right there in the middle of town.
Yep. The boss, which we just kicked his ass.
Kicked his ass. We say to the town, "Okay, you got me. Take my ship." Boosh! My mind was just blown. Won't be a bother anymore. We're gonna be good. All these people pop up. You can talk to them. They give you some, backstory, what to do. But I'm still in this trance. We have the pirate ship.
Yeah.
We own the pirate ship, and who knows? Maybe we have some of the pirate crew running it for us. It's a boat. You might need some crew members, and who knows? They might be there on the boat. Not going to see them, obviously, but it's cool to think about.
Yeah.
It's cool to think that not only we kick the pirates' ass, immediately we have a ship, and it is their ship. We took it from them. Yeah, how can you not feel like a badass at that moment?
Yeah, I know. It's a really epic moment for an 8-bit RPG.
Yeah, it's there are all these
There's anyone else there.
Yeah, you can't really go anywhere in town, but that's okay, Spells cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah, they do, but I think we can. Trying to think what we need to get. It's some of these aren't that good.
Some of these aren't that good, and we've actually
at this level, I'm not sure if any of them are worth it. Really,
they aren't that good, and we've actually. I don't know if we mentioned in the last video, but we have played this many times, and some spells. And I'm not sure. I don't remember them exactly, but some spells don't work the way they say they do. And some of them don't work at all. They just don't do anything. Pretty sure Invis decreases the chance of getting hit.
Yes.
I think that actually works.
Yes, it does.
We have $200 to our name.
Oh, yeah. Can't afford anything. But I don't think any of these others are actually worth it.
Does slow work?
I don't know if it does. I think Temper might actually be worth it, and if we get a chance, we should probably buy it.
Oh, is it like Rage or something?
Yeah, or something like it, and it just increases the attack of somebody. You had to target them.
Well, surely it's Rage. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be Rage.
Yeah.
Well, we should go outside and look at the boat, or should we save that for next time?
We could test out the boat, but it's not really necessary.
Going to the south, which is where we're going to go next. And you know this because...
Save it for necessary.
You know this because you can't leave it's like inter-ocean. Like we're like in the inside of the mainland, and it's like an ocean on the inside. And you can't leave right away. You've got to go to the south, to the elves, unfortunately. Just bitched about the elves a few minutes ago. So that's where we're headed off to next, and we'll look at the boat in the next video.
Yeah, that sounds like what we're going to do. Alright. Well, next time.
We'll see you next time.